back to Egeus and Phil. Don't forget this episode brought to you by Theseus 2016. He's the man for the job. So, we're going to move on now to our review of the love games. They're gonna throw a bunch of people together with various skills and abilities, and we're going to see who comes out together. We're going to see who can find that perfect match. They've got Puck.
Indeed, Puck is a fairy.
Yeah, they've got Puck in here.
And we have Oberon. Got to tell you a little bit about Oberon here. He's a lover and a fighter. I like that.
Yeah.
I think that's important in a relationship. Invisibility, shape-shifting. I think that if you're shape-shifting and invisible, no one's going to really know what shape you've taken on.
That's true.
Titania. Let me tell you a little bit about Titania here. Love, peace, creation. This is straight from Titania's mouth. Holds a grudge. I found that interesting. I like grudges.
Yes, you do.
Indeed.
Alright, so next up we've got Helena. Now she's that young girl from Athens.
Yes, Helena, I know her.
Yes. A little whiny, very self-conscious. But this girl, I'll tell you what, when she sets her heart on a man, she will track him down. Yeah. Now this is interesting. I'm seeing Hermia as our next contestant. That's your daughter, is it not?
No, that's got to be a different.
No,
I think
that's your daughter. I mean,
no.
it's
no,
right
Hermia
there.
is not. I did not.
Yeah,
I did not allow Hermia to be in this competition.
Yeah.
Is this? Can someone tell me which Hermia this is?
Oh, this is definitely your Hermia. Look at the name.
Hermia, if you are listening to this, you are not in this show. I have already had a match for you.
Yeah. So I'm also seeing here Demetrius. Now, isn't that your daughter's old boyfriend? I can never keep track.
If this is true,
well, Demetrius is a little arrogant and he's pretty uptight. I don't see Hermia really falling for that.
Hey, it takes arrogance to know arrogance, and I guarantee you Demetrius is not arrogant.
Yeah. How about that young Lysander guy, though? He's in here, too. I've heard he's got quite the thing for your daughter.
Lysander.
He's a good guy. He's loyal. He's quick-witted. Great singer, man.
Disgusts me.
Great singer, though.
I hope he dies in this love game.
Oh, my.
He is nothing to... I wouldn't even match him up with one of my hounds. I think he's not even worthy of one of my hunting hounds. Lysander, if you're listening to me, you are. Do you hear me, Lysander?
Well, let's listen though. Lysander's got a pretty good beard. You gotta give him points for that beard.
Yeah. Well, that beard is about as good on him as it would be on one of my hounds.
Okay. Let's move on.
Don't touch me.
I'm sorry. Should we move on? Would you like to? Theseus. Theseus is also a competitor.
Okay, tell us about Theseus.
Which is very interesting. You know, Theseus recently returned from his conquest of the Amazon, and he did bring Hippolyta with him. Now, I find it interesting that they're both enrolled in this competition. It makes me wonder if maybe they're looking for a way out.
Let me tell you, this has been rigged. I can see rigging written all over this. I can hold this right up to... Can I hold this up to the camera?
No. You don't need to do that. But let's discuss this rigging option.
I'll tell you about rigging. I used to use rigging when I was back in the shipping yard, just off the coast of Greece.
Alright, so let's get on to our last contestant here. His name is Bottom. He's one of the hard-handed men who works in Athens.
His name is Bottom?
That's his name.
What kind of
I have heard he is a great weaver and loom repairer, though. He makes fine materials.
Oh, and that will be useful. Why?
You know, I'm not sure. Maybe he could weave a nice scarf.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Let's put weaving skills up against invisibility and shape-shifting.
You know,
I wonder who's going to win that one.
You know,
are you guys kidding? This is really happening? A love competition against a loom repairman named Bottom and a shapeshifter?
Alright, so what are your predictions then?
I predict that Bottom and Titania will be together.
I've heard they've had a thing before.
Indeed.
You know, that's interesting, but...
Did you just interrupt me?
I did.
It must be important then. Why don't you go ahead and say what you're going to say?
I was just going to say, you know, if we're talking about forbidden loves, I've heard Oberon and Hippolyta had a thing back before Theseus conquered Brazil. So it'll be interesting to see how these two former lovers come together in these games.
Oh yeah, they'll come together. You know who else is going to come together? Puck. You know who I put Puck with? I would put Puck with, well, he's taken, she's taken, he's taken, I don't see anyone. I don't see anyone here for Puck.
You know, like I said earlier, I'm not sure that Puck's gonna be looking for love.
Well, why is she even in the love games? What do you get out of being in the? Why aren't I in the love games? I'm very good at love.
Are you married?
The Love Games, brought to you by Next Stage Productions. Watch for their next production September 12th and 13th.
Join us after the break when we do one more review.
This also brought to you by Wine Press. News that begs for attention at WHINEpress.com. I like that spelling, that's clever.
Yeah.
Wine, and it's like you're whining. All right, speaking of whining, where's my poster? I ordered it. Are we still on the air? Can you turn these off?
Yes,
Where's my
I will.
poster?